Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, when Kenyans rejected Finance Bill 2024, both Ruto and the UDA members of parliament treated it so casually. They knew that this is just going to be like the 2023 Finance Bill, where Raila Odinga took it to the street with a few Kenyans here and there, and even through the massive protest, they passed the bill, they had their way. So they knew it is going to be business as usual. Kenyans are going to make noise, they will keep quiet, and they will continue to oppress them. That's what they thought for. But after Kenyans took it to the street on the day when the bill was being passed, they persisted. Members of parliament were convinced that this is going to be normalized. But to their shock, after the bill passed, it is no longer normal. I think even they're regretting why they passed it. Things are not same. Protest is taking a different angle. It is not in the normal way where they are used to, suppressing those who are protesting and neutralize people by arrest and intimidations. This time round, things have changed completely. And the tactics have also changed in approach to protest. With all this move, we know what happened on Sunday. Protest all over in the church. Then people are all over protesting. So from Kenya, the protest is going international. Yesterday, Kenyans were on the streets of US protesting at the Embassy of Kenya in Washington, D.C. Their message is clear. Ruto must go, reject finance bill. Those who voted for this finance bill must come out and vote no in stage 2. And in that way, they are going to be forgiven. So apologize by voting no on stage 2 of finance bill. Those are the demands from those who are protesting in US. So from Kenya to US and across the world. That is now how things have changed for William Ruto. Protest is no longer only here in Kenya, it is all over. And this was the situation.
We are here to reject the finance bill. We've seen Kenyans protest and die in Kenya, and this is the beginning of the next generation. We're here to reject the finance bill. We want to make sure that Ruto has gone. We will be giving members of parliament who voted yes red cards. Ndindi Nyororo, what's the other one called? Kimani Machungwa, or whatever your name is. We are giving you all red cards, and anyone who voted yes, we're actually giving you an opportunity until Tuesday, because unajua hata katika maandiko ya kidini Firauni alipatiwa nafasi, aliambiwa we nenda uka apologize. So if they apologize and they say no on Tuesday, we will consider forgiving them. But for now, we are rejecting them, and hopefully they will be recalled. We know August is a time when we'll be ready to recall members of parliament, and that's going to be happening. And we are telling people in Kenya to stay strong, and we're going to be with you here. We will be occupying all embassies, not only here in DC, we'll be occupying the one in LA, we'll be occupying New York, London, and anywhere in Kenya where there's a Kenyan embassy.
My name is Valentine, and I'm here today to stand with the Kenyans back home against this punitive draconian finance bill. We want to tell the Kenyans back home and the Kenyans everywhere that tuko pamoja. We are in this together.
The reason I'm protesting out here today is that basically you are not leaving the young people of our country with anything. Like, this is their inheritance, this is their birthright, and this finance bill is robbing them to death. We do not want this finance bill. We want it to be rejected. This is something that we, the older generation, let our younger generation down with, but we will stand with them on this fight. We need them to have a country.
My name is Kelvin Kibet, and I'm here to reject the finance bill in totality. I'm also here to pay tribute to our fallen comrade who died while fighting for his country. Rex, Masai, and Evans, we salute you for marching for your country, and we're here to keep the fire burning.
Now, we are continuing this part of the discussion, but just a quick request. For those who are watching and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, Ruto was in the US the other day promoting Kenya, telling investors that Kenya is a best place to come and do your investment. Come to Kenya. Then the style in which he landed in the US, chartered luxurious flight, costing taxpayers more than 200 million Kenyan shillings. Then you hear this kind of noise we are hearing here. And remember, the respect was coded in the US. Many leaders in Africa, for a very long time, they have never been given such kind of a platform, but Ruto was given. Then, after a short time, you hear this kind of noise here and there, oh, finance bill, oh, mambo ya corruption and all those. It waters down all the respect Ruto had gained overseas. It is no longer there. He will never be respected. The same way people saw William Ruto going to the US and coming back, it's not the same way they're going to view him right away going forward. They're going to view this man as a person, as a president who is completely disconnected with his people. He does not understand the situation of the people he is leading. A man who has refused to listen to the people who are the taxpayers. Instead, he is listening to IMF and the World Bank. IMF and World Bank are here to destroy our economy. They are here to impoverish us. They have no anything good to help this country to develop in any way. They want us to be in debt distress every time. And they are doing so by misleading the man in the State House. Put tax here, put tax here. In fact, I think this document is not a Kenyan document. It never originated from State House. It never originated from the cabinet. It is a document that originated from IMF and the World Bank, sitting at the Treasury, drafting all this. So Kenyans are saying no. Just work with what we can afford. Live within our means. Not us living within your wish. Because that is William Ruto's wish, which is not his wish actually. It is IMF thinking. So IMF should not force William Ruto to oppress us. He must live with what we can afford. Because it is the citizens who fund the government. Government is not funding us in any way. They depend on the people. Therefore, if Ruto cannot work with what we can afford, if he cannot live within our means, he should resign, because then there's no business he has being in that office. If you don't have intelligence and advisors to do what Uhuru was doing, Kibaki, Moi, Kenyatta, he should not force us. That's why people are angry and they are on the streets. US Kenyans are angry. They saw how Ruto landed in US in a style. Spending big, living big, talking big. But back at home, it is crying and gnashing of teeth. The finance bill is unfriendly to everyone. So because Gen Z are leading this protest here, it is now attracting the attention of Kenyans outside the country. And the youth out there, kwanza wa Kenya wenye wako nje, huwa wanaona maneno mengi sana, they have a lot of experience, they want to bring it back home, but when they look at the kind of policies we are having, wanakatu. They fund this government. Wakenya wana remit pesa zikirudi huku nyumbani. In fact, ukiangalia diaspora remittance, it is huge. So when they look back at the suffering of their own brothers and sisters back home, they go to the streets. So the youth who started this revolution here are being supported by other youth outside this country. It has started in the US. If they will not listen, utasikia tu wale wa Kenya wako kule UK, wale wa Kenya wako Canada, wale wa Kenya wako Switzerland, wale wa Kenya wako all over, wale wa Kenya wako Tanzania, Uganda, watakimbia kwa hizi embassy, and things will not be same again, because these are youth who are faceless, but they have a message. They have been affected, and it is time to speak. I see when parents are now joining their kids. In fact, when they go to the protest, you see a parent sharing a photo and saying, that's my daughter protesting. That's my daughter fighting for her rights. Imefika hapo. So mambo si kama kawaida vile Mheshimiwa Ruto alifikiria. Hawa wa Kenya hawatanyamaza, wakubali kunyanyaswa kwa kiwango ambacho amekuwa akiwadhihaki nayo. Things are changing. Revolution is here. You refuse a change, watu watapita na wewe. So it is either William Ruto to resign and pave way for another person to come in, or live within our means, to work with what we can afford. Kama hawezi a resign, mwingine akuja mwenye atakubali to work with what we can afford, not with what he wish. A simple start.